I don't know,
And
Ace.
that's where
I
it
watch The
started.
View, and I see, what's her name, Joy Behar. She doesn't want to debate. She just wants to talk over people and
but that's-
steamroll them.
That's The View, though. Like you, I mean,
But that's a good example of a lot of what goes on today, is what I'm
see,
saying.
I misjudged then. I thought you were talking about something. I didn't know you were talking about The View. I thought you were talking about like people. Yeah,
Damn,
right, they're
he's
not really
got you,
people on The
Dave.
I like it.
I don't watch The View, so I don't know about that. But I do know that like our society,
David, David's pajamas, no shirt on,
like
fucking Eggo waffles in his chest
yeah,
hair.
just watching The View.
Damn it, Whoopi!
Do you think
know
that'd be
what
a
you guys-
torture device?
Mouth noises are my only like
Yeah.
pet peeve, real pet peeve.
Right.
That's like I lose it with mouth noises.
You know what makes me lose it? Whenever I drop something, or if I'm like trying to like balance something, or I have a bunch of stuff in my hand to get in the front door, and something falls out. Oh my god, it drives me crazy. I don't know why.
Yep.
That's
It's expected, Like
Yeah.
That's your trigger right
it's
there.
totally
You
expected.
lose it.
You're gonna drop something when you got 80 things in your hands.
What happens when that occurs? Do you just like throw everything else down? And
Nah,
throw a
I
fit?
don't get that mad. But I'm just
Okay.
like, oh god, why don't you stay there? Like I put you in a specific spot. You're supposed to stay there.
Right.
I got
Just
real
don't get
mad
close.
last time.
I love it.
Yeah.
That was
when I
great.
was like talking about people that
You were
get
set off.
professional photos done for their fucking dating apps.
Have you gotten yours done since then?
Yeah, God no.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say, yeah, you know it. I got 2 of them. Glamour shots at the mall.
Oh, that place was the best. Oh man,
They don't exist anymore, do
I mean,
they?
that just made me really sad.
No, Jason will go to the boardwalk and get one of those old Western ones done.
Old time ones.
Yeah.
That would actually be kind of funny.
Yeah. it wouldn't
Jay
be
made
bad.
us
Kinda
go as
funny.
kids one time to get pictures for grandma.
No.
Oh, yeah?
Oh wait, yeah.
No.
I thought you meant like
Really?
Yeah, and
gimmick
it was
thing. The picture people or the picture place. What's
everyone's like, hey, it was like middle of winter. Everyone's like, hey, wear white shirts. Cool. We look like we could walk through walls. We look like ghosts. Get there, it's like 6 of us, 5 of us, whatever it is, and
The whole Garrison clan?
yeah, all the
Wow.
grandkids. And he didn't have
Oh, man.
he didn't have an appointment. She's like, you gonna have an appointment? He's like, no.
No,
She's
you
like, come
said-
back in 4 hours. I'm like, what the hell are we gonna do in 4 hours? Didn't happen that way.
No. You
No.
were actually at the front of the line because I guess you were the oldest, so we made you the leader. But the lady did ask, like, do you guys have an appointment? Because I thought it was just a walk-in type of place. I didn't think you could get an appointment there. And Jim right away is like, no. And he turns his back to, like, look at me, like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, really?
About
He
choked
was all
him out.
fired up?
Yeah.
So
That
what
was, like-
happened? What'd you
that
do?
was only like 3 or 4 years out of his army days, so he was already like extra angry every day.
Yeah.
And extra pale.
We still got it done. Grandma loved it.
Yeah.
So how'd you kill the time?
Still hanging up. We went and talked to another place, another lady who like worked at Macy's,
Sears or something? Yeah, that's right, yeah.
JC Penney for the photos. And we're like, all right, cool. We can get all this done by Christmas. She's like, oh no, you can't get prints done until January of
Yeah.
next year.
Oh, it was a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Last week.
Oh,
It was-
my
and it was
God.
like the week before Christmas. Like
How many years ago was this?
it had to be. I was in college, so it had to be like 2001, 2002, somewhere around there.
Damn. That's when I had my whole life ahead of me.
17 years ago.
Kind of
Yeah.
fucked that up. Oh well.
Yeah, well.
So what have you been doing this past week to uphold your resolution of being a dickhead?
No. There's this old lady who needed help crossing the street. I didn't help her.
Told her to go fuck herself.
That is awful.
No. Actually, I haven't done anything yet. This year, something's off this year. Nothing's really been going right for me.
Yeah.
Like, just a lot of like work things, personal things, life things, just everything's kind of out of whack. It's making me nervous. I'm hoping it just starts off this way and gets better as the year goes on, but if it keeps going downhill like this, I'm nervous.
You think it's karma from you being a
Ooh.
jerk to people?
Could be. But I haven't really been a jerk yet. I haven't
That
had
makes
time
sense, dude. Might be karma.
Yet. Maybe.
What's the worst thing you ever did?
Man, that's a tough question to answer.
And without incriminating yourself, of course.
Yeah, no.
Rescue
worst
the cat from
thing
a
I
tree.
ever
That's the worst.
It's the worst thing because the cat clawed me. Worst thing you ever did, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It would have to be to intentionally hurt somebody because that's pretty much like the worst thing. As our friend Ernie would say, like
Yeah.
the only true sin is to intentionally hurt somebody.
How about when you pierced
Yeah.
your own dick?
Nah, that wasn't bad.
What?
That's not.
That happened?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He had
That
his
wasn't-
nipples and his dick pierced.
No.
not at the same time. Though.
Off of a
You
dare.
went through a phase? It was a dare?
Went through a phase.
The nipples weren't, but the
Who
Johnson
dared
was.
you?
It wasn't really a dare. It was kind of like I said it jokingly that I would do it, and then it's like, oh my god, if you do that, like we'll all pay for it, like everybody. Like, and then it was at Wildwood prom weekend, so it was like, and everybody's down there, and they just started saying it, like
These are girls
Jay's
saying
gonna
this?
get
Or
his, no, it was like a buddy of mine.
Guy
Like I mean,
friends?
girls and guys knew whatever. He's like, Jay's gonna get his dick pierced. Like, get money up, come
Oh
on.
my god.
It's like, all right, guess I gotta do this shit.
Damn.
Wow.
You have it on video?
No, there was a photograph.
What's
taken,
that
though.
process? Did they numb it?
No.
Oh my god.
But actually, you want to hear what's crazy? The nipples hurt worse than that
Eh?
because the nipples, it was like sensitive skin. It's,
yeah.
You know, and that was just, skin that they
Oh.
kind of pinched together. And
Oh,
then,
gotcha.
This makes sense now. Jason's trying to be a dick this year, and he pierced his dick. There's a lot of dick things going on here.
Yeah.
That is unusual. You don't hear that every day.
Yep. So we're eating pizza here from our local pizzeria, one
Yeah,
of the best
cheat day.
ones in the world, Bruni's.
It is good.
Not our
Yes.
sponsor, but we're gonna keep eating.
Not yet.
So you're gonna hear a lot of chewing and slurping,
I'm done.
drinking some of the best wine
One is my limit.
from Dave's creepy
From my
ass
winery.
basement.
From
Yeah.
my winery.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tell you, Ace, what's going on, buddy?
Dave's Winery. Enjoying working. Same thing as always.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
American Dream, brother.
that is. Yeah,
know.
yeah. I feel like it. I feel like I'm pretty much there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Because I think we touched on this last time, real quick. The way, like, I moved back from Los Angeles. I stopped the acting and the stunts to pursue like a career with a safe pension and benefits.
You don't get a pension.
Not now because I messed that up.
Oh, okay.
By choice.
I got you.
But it's like, what is? Because I regret like giving up on that. I consider, I guess, giving up or doing different avenues. Mm-hmm. So what? Without getting like too whatever is Ace. How do you keep motivated? The fire, keep the dream alive. Keep going.
What a question. I mean, it's at this point in life is a very if you're not motivated every single day that you could wake up and do something life-changing for you or someone who is going to be affected by, like in my case, like my art or whatever, like that's the best motivation you could have. It's like I have to be productive. I have a family. I have same things as everybody else, a mortgage, all the bills, all the whatever. And, every single morning I try and look at it like I can wake up today, do something that can potentially open doors for my life, my family, everything. And, give me that security that like you're talking about right now, you know?
Well, it's I missed that in the sense of pursuing something that creative, I guess, even though I'm in a creative field. Mm-hmm. It's that other realm of going after something that you don't know. Like, you don't know. What am I trying to say here? You can't like make it happen the same way you could do certain things.
No, I mean a lot of luck is required, I believe, in the chase for that. Like I got lucky in the sense that like a door was open for me to choose to walk through, to run through, and continue to run. The door just never. It's like imagine you walk through a door and then there's another door right there. It's like I'm lucky in the sense that I was able to do that, see the next door, not get tired of opening, constantly opening the doors. And I think a lot of people don't get to that second door. I'm getting a lot. I'm getting like I feel like I'm starting to talk like,
No, I mean, I wouldn't say you got lucky because you work your ass off. You always have. So it's definitely when opportunity meets what was that? Preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
That's definitely what it is.
Well, how did the door open? What happened? What was the event that got you into music?
I think in my life, it's like, I believe we may have touched on this before, but like I didn't start music or playing or anything artistic until I was, probably in high school. Prior to that, I would say like I wanted to be an artist, and I would be told it's not something possible. Or when you want to be a musician, I was like, I'm going to be a rock star, and everybody's like, no, you're not. That's not real. So for me, I couldn't read well as a child, so I was in a lot of the assisted classes, the
BSI or whatever.
yeah,
they call
all
it.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I was a classified student. I didn't have, I was the kind of exempt from all the exams and whatnot. So I really just floated by for a long time. Didn't have many friends. Didn't have like a very good social environment, and that's when I started turning to art, and creating. And then actually, as I started, I wanted to be in a band. I was in a band in high school, and then I wanted to be in an original band, and they were like, nah, people don't really write songs. You can't really do that. And I left and started my own thing, and then a few years later,
There you are.
was in a good spot. But yeah, I think that's what made me successful is the amount of people not believing,
Isn't that great? It's like such
crazy.
fuel.
Yeah, it is.
Such
It,
fuel.
it really is. It really is. There's something to be said for that. It's a really magical thing in that transitional point in life. It's a really important part when you're in the later teenage years.
Yeah, because some people go the opposite way. They're
Right.
like, oh, you're right.
Absolutely.
Like Dave.
That actually makes me think of a good question that I'll ask all of you. So, Ace, what point will you have thought, you reach your goal? Like, what is your goal? And when would you say, hey, I made it to where I wanted to be?
You know how you're a businessman, Dave, in some sense. So you know that you have to have growing goals. Your goals have to keep growing.
Right.
You can't have one thing. Because when I was younger, I'm like, oh, I just want to go on tour. I just want people to sing along. Okay, well, you can accomplish that with like 20 people in a room,
Okay.
But then it's like, oh, I want to sell out shows. Oh, I want to be on the Billboard charts. Oh, I want whatever it may be. It's like, I think for me, it's like
It's dynamic.
yeah, you
Keeps
gotta
moving.
keep growing and keep going. So
I like that's
That's a
motivating.
good answer.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
How about you, Jason? What's your, what is the goal where you would
We're not
say,
letting Dave
okay,
go
I'm
last
there?
because he's gonna have a whole
Yeah,
goddamn
we know.
scroll. Hear ye, hear ye.
He's like, I believe that every day I'm living my best goal.
I've already made it.
I reach a new goal every day.
I'm happy to just have
Guys,
pizza and wine. I made it
every
tonight.
day.
Yeah.
I don't know, just to wake up tomorrow, basically.
Oh, no. Here we go with the death again.
Yeah,
now,
here we go.
Jason.
It's just, I don't know, just to kind of learn something little new every day. Try to build upon what I already know, and to just do something different, like year in and year out. Like just try to step out of your comfort zone, do something different every year. Just that puts you in a different space, makes you a little bit uncomfortable, but yet you learn from. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
I like it.
Yeah.
Mine would be creative freedom.
That's a good one.
Like I touched on my resolution to get my animation stories done, to be able to produce animated films, TV series like that, but to get to a level to where I can like have an open door policy, say with Pixar. They'd be like, hey guys, I got a new idea. They're like, cool, sit down, let's do it, let's make it, and then help other folks get to that level too. That would be mine.
That's a good one. I
Creative
like
freedoms.
that.
Creative freedoms must be glorious. Just to be financially set to where you can just keep producing new content.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
I mean, what is the meaning of all this? Like, what are we all here for at the end of the day? Are we here to clock in at 9, clock out at 5? What is the meaning of all what we do? I mean, I guess life. Like,
That's
what is?
very
yeah.
real right now, Jim.
I'm sorry, man.
I like how real you're getting. It's awesome, man.
It's real, dude.
It's
We have
a-
pizza and wine, bro.
That's what happens when a bunch of dudes have pizza and wine.
Wait till I bust out the pickles and ice cream.
Oh, God.
Oh,
We're gonna get after it.
all right.
Well, that's a,
Should we go to Dave first before we answer?
Yeah, let's go Dave first.
All right.
for what part? What am I answering here?
Your goals, man.
My goal. Well, my goal. I always had a fear of not being financially secure. It always comes down to finances with me. I always had a fear of like I wouldn't be able to pay my mortgage for whatever reason. I know so many people that were laid off or they lost their job or the company went out of business, whatever. So really my goal is just financial freedom, meaning that doesn't mean I have to be a multi-millionaire or billionaire or anything like that, but it's just like having my stuff covered to the point where I have options and I don't have to worry about if I lost my job tomorrow and I had zero income, I wouldn't have to sweat it for a while, because my stuff's paid off. That's why I always tried to save and be financially responsible, because I have that fear of, someday somebody's going to be able to affect me in a way that I won't be able to live my life. I won't be able to sustain what I have. That's a big fear of mine.
I just smacked myself in the forehead because you are the most financially set out of the four of us here, and it's just funny that that's your goal.
He's like, how much you have in your 401k?
Well,
I'm
that's
like,
why
25 grand.
That's why that became a thing, because I always had that fear of I never wanted to depend on anybody. I haven't taken $1 from anybody since I was like 11 or 12 years old.
You also don't do anything. When's the last time you
I
went on
save.
vacation?
I say, oh man,
When was the last time you did anything?
05,
Gotcha.
05 maybe 04.
I think you left town once in 5 years. I saw you cross the border the one time.
Oh man,
You gotta live your life, dude. You gotta live this life.
no, I do. I just I'm responsible about it. That's
Yeah,
all.
not me. I'm complete opposite. You
I know.
that. I'm like, oh, I got $1 in my bank account. Let's go buy something with that.
Let's go buy a $10 item.
There you go.
I got that overdraft fee covered, so I'm good.
But I don't, I would never want to be in a situation where I had to take assistance or anything like that. It's just not the way I'm built.
No, that's actually a very good goal to have, and it's a shame that more people in our country don't have that mindset. I mean,
Yeah, we live in a credit-driven country.
Yeah.
Everybody lives on, debt.
Yeah,
like
the house
that.
I just bought with the VA loan, it's 0% down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just walked into that one. Like, I don't put anything down.
How
Boom,
did the
uppercut.
move-in go?
It went
How's
all right.
all that?
It
It's
went
all
well.
done now?
Yeah, well, I've discovered I have dust storms in my backyard. 'cause there's
Oh,
a
really? You
farm.
got a little whirlwind?
Yep, open it. I was telling Ace, I was working up on top of my counter because I don't have much set up yet. And I felt like a crazy residue all over the counter and on my keyboard and everything. I was like, what the hell? Didn't think anything of it. Opened up the back door to let my dog out. And it was like I was in the Sahara, the desert. I mean, the
And just-
sand.
Well,
'cause
there's
the
not a
wind.
lot of trees around there
Nah,
either,
the crazy
right?
wind,
It's
yeah.
open.
So there must be a seam in my door I got to fix.
And the wind has been out of control for the last year or so.
yeah,
I've never seen it like this before.
Yeah, the weather's
Like-
been nuts.
Yeah, it's
With
crazy.
Wind and rain, it's just out of control right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Life's out of control.
Your face is out of control.
So what do we think about this whole thing? Like, what is the, I don't know, is it goal? Like, what is the meaning?
I'm gonna go last on this one. I think Dave should go first.
The meaning of life.
I'm probably gonna have a very expansive.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
what-
I'll bounce off.
That's fine. I'd go
Jay,
first.
Jay's very, he's very in touch with that. I
Yeah.
still haven't figured it out.
Jay's an
So let's go with Dave.
existentialist.
Yeah.
Obviously I have no idea, but my take on it is everybody is given their own space. So when you're you're in this life, you have your own environment. You grow up in an environment, and then you move on. You have your own living situation. And I'm a big believer that everybody should stay in their own lane and just create their own best environment. Not worry about the next person or their neighbor or affecting anybody else. If everybody just made sure their own space was tidy and they did the best they can with that space that they have and they live their best life, that this would be a great,
Are you saying leave
world
each other
and a
alone?
great society. You know what I mean? Like, in
You
other
saying
words,
leave each other alone?
leave
Like,
each other alone. That's a good way to put it. Yes. Leave everybody have their own opinion. Don't worry about what the other person is thinking or what their opinion is. Don't impose on people. Just stay in your lane and do well for yourself and your family and your environment and your home, your yard, etc., etc. And if everybody did that, then it would be a great place, I think.
I bet you have a great yard.
Yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along.
yeah.
I vibe what you're saying, Dave. I do. The only rub I think there is like not everybody has the same is given, like if it was all a level playing field all the time, then yeah, I would totally agree with you, It's just not everybody has the same opportunities to have their, like with our society and what we're talking about, it's like all the American dream is making the most of what it's like
What you
doing
have.
it. Yeah, it's like
Right.
and like constantly like what we're talking about, like taking advantage of opportunities, but when you don't have the same opportunity as someone else, I think that's where people get,
Well,
that's what gets confusing.
yeah, I mean, I think you're getting a little into economics now, but it's not. I'm not really thinking economics. I'm thinking like just being kind to people. Anybody can do that. Be kind to the next person.
That's
be
right.
be kind to animals. When I say manage your own space, like for example, I live on a pretty good sized piece of property. Like I won't let people come and hunt on there because I want the wildlife on my property to be safe. Just things like that. You know what I
dig
mean?
that. Yeah.
But nothing to do with economics.
You don't want them to discover the bodies that are in there. That's what it's about. We're on you, pal. I'm calling
They
911
will
right now.
never be found.
They are deep in the soil. That's why you got some good grass over there.
Yeah.
All that.
But hopefully that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely does. It's like I totally dig what you're saying there about like just being nice and respecting the land and that's very important.
Yeah, like today in our society, and I don't want to go deep into, definitely not politics or socioeconomic things or anything like that, but like you can have an opinion and then other people are going to tell you why it's wrong and why you should change the way you think. No, just everybody leave everybody else alone. As
Yeah.
long as the person's not breaking a law, they have a right to say, they have freedom of speech and they have a right to have their opinion. As just worry about your own environment. Just worry about your space and yourself.
Except bros who get their professionally pictures done for the dating sites.
See, even
right.
that to each their own. I don't care
Yeah.
if they do. It doesn't bother me. See, like Jim and Jason, to an extent, I notice you guys have hang-ups with certain things, like the way people dress or what they're driving. Like somebody wore a headband to the gym, he almost
No.
jumped out of his skin. Where like me, I don't care. Like it's not bothering me.
It wasn't a headband. It was one of those like elastic little thin.
Well, whatever.
Because
It
we
was a
know
headband.
him. Bothered me.
Was it like a sweatband, like a 1980s? Like,
Nah,
tennis?
it was about a millimeter thick, and like ladies wear it to keep the hair out of
It
the
was
face.
on
to work out.
Thanksgiving Day. It was just being, fun for the day or
He
whatever.
said to
They
keep
had a
the
class.
sweat out of his head. I like anarchy, man. I don't like
tell.
normal, like everyone peace, love, harmony. I need some chaos.
Oh man, you're like the Joker.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
elaborate there, Jim. What do you mean?
Well-
What kind of chaos?
give
do
us
you
an
want?
Well,
example.
I might be hypocritical here because I do believe
You're always hypocritical.
believe in taking care of fellow humans, treat people right. Bad guys I hate. You should kick them in the right in the throat.
Okay.
But all that peace, love, and harmony just gets a little boring. I think.
Yeah, it does. That's
Need
true.
a little controlled chaos. And I'm not saying Joker blow people up and shit. I'm just saying it's more like I mean,
You like
come on.
drama. You like
Nah,
drama.
I just like it to be a little bit like put it this way, like for example at work, if someone flips out, I enjoy that because it's just it's only work, man.
Well, I could
It's
tell
not
you
life
like
or
when
death.
two people
Yeah.
that when you're not involved, but other two people are having a beef with each other. Like,
Yeah.
you like that.
Like an example, if a best man gave a horrible speech at a wedding, like I'm like, yes, just stuff like that, like little things like that. That
Well,
are
that's
kinda-
just
uncomfortable
fun.
moment,
That's just
yeah, uncomfortable moments.
That's a very
it.
uncomfortable
That's
moment.
it.
That's just
Uncomfortable
downright
moments.
fun.
Yeah,
That has to be.
Yeah,
because when
it's
it's, I
not
think
fun
because I used
for
to
you.
be that.
Yeah, right. It's not fun.
I was the
My-
king of uncomfortable
My
moments. So
speech was
I
ruined
love
before. Go
at
ahead.
your wedding.
Yeah, Jay, do you remember my Bill's best man?
Oh, it was the best.
This guy
speech
Bill,
ever.
first he forgot the bachelor party. Now he made a terrible speech. What's going on?
Yo, William's a dick.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, he's a great guy, but yeah,
All right.
Just a bad best man.
uncomfortable moment. Yeah.
He
What did he say?
created all. Now we're
Don't-
not going to
we're-
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but he
Oh,
created
really?
a very uncomfortable moment at Ace's wedding.
Really?
The worst part about it was though, all of the bandmates in Ace's band were like pumping him up for that moment. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear your speech, Bill. I can't wait to hear your speech.
Knowing that he was gonna fuck it up, or-
No, because he's a super quiet guy. He doesn't say anything. So they were putting all this pressure on him to like give a good speech, and
that's tough.
It was just a total flop. It was not
that's tough.
good.
Yeah,
But an epic moment, if you ask me.
Yes, quite the epic moment.
Is it on video?
No,
we have it
the video has been lost.
Oh
somehow.
man.
We gotta retrieve that.
Yeah, we should post that.
Yeah, so I think it's going to that. It's that moment to where, I covered this before, where you're not the asshole. Like when I'm not the asshole, I enjoy every second of someone being the asshole.
Oh my god.
But again, it's not the meaning of
life.
life for me. It's not
entertainment.
that. I mean, the meaning of life for me is, of course, taking care of fellow humans, protecting certain animals, and just living a good life.
Mm-hmm.
But controlled chaos is brilliant. That's all I gotta say.
That's just a side note
Yeah.
about the chaos.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect that you guys started, on total opposite ends because really that's what life's all about. That there is no one perfect way. I know Jim, you're probably gonna disagree with me here, but
Oh, shit.
I've come to the conclusion, probably in the last few years, that nothing happens for a reason. Like we are in a complete random contained environment on Earth, and it's like there's just so many random things. I don't want to say it's completely random, but a lot of things, they don't happen for a reason. They happen because of our genetic makeup and just stuff that our ancestors, like our primitive ancestors, like it was always just about eating, sleeping, surviving, doing whatever you have to do to live to the next day.
Right.
And that's still ingrained in us, and it's always going to be ingrained in us. And we found different ways of surviving, whether it had to be kill the other clan and tribe and like take their food, or go find food on our own, go hunt on our own. Like, we've always had to survive somehow, and we've evolved as humans to be the smartest species on this earth because of outsmarting the other guy. Like, we had to outsmart the stronger species in order to survive.
Are you saying the path has already been written for each and every one of us?
No, not
we
at all.
we just go along this
We just kind of go along this
planet, just making choices
yeah.
and actions happen because of reaction,
right.
reaction.
Our
Is
actions
that-
create the reactions around us, basically, because of the things that we have to do in order to survive. We are a weird species. Out of all the animals on this planet, we are definitely the most bizarre because we've evolved so fastly. I mean, we have language for
I
crying
think
out loud.
we're definitely alien species. We do not belong on this planet.
There's something weird about us. I don't know if it's that or if it's just that
And we have a
something caused
thumb.
our brains to grow so
Thumb.
fast. But I don't know. Do you guys know how the brain evolved? Like, it's not.
Tell us.
It didn't grow. Like, it didn't just expand.
Right.
It was like the primitive brain, and then, when it gained size, it was almost as if like they had an ice cream scoop. So you had the primitive brain as your first scoop, and then there was another scoop that like was logic, and then there was another scoop that was emotion, and it just like.
It evolved.
You have everything from when you were a primate, basically.
Okay.
But then there's just all these scoops on top of it that adds layers to our logic and our language and everything like that, which is why you still see some people that can't control themselves. Like, there are people who can't plan ahead. Like, Dave, you're talking about planning your finances and making sure you're safe and secure. Some people don't realize that there's a tomorrow and that there's a future,
Right.
that there's a 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
And they just do things impulsively all the time.
Sure.
So
I fall into that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I'm like,
no-
ooh, something shiny.
Right, and it's no fault of your own. It's just nature taking place. The crazy part is, though, why is nature like this for all of us? Why do we want to keep expanding? I mean, human beings are at like an all-time max.
Expanding as in specify
Reproducing.
reproducing. Okay.
Yeah, like we want nature wants us to reproduce so that we keep our species intact.
Right.
But why? Like, why? Like, we know we're doing more harm kind of by having more and more people.
Because
on this
people
earth.
like the bone, bro.
Yeah, but
Well,
why?
that and they want the experience of having a child that's their own.
But that's all nature's plan. Like, why is that?
Do you think there's more planned pregnancies than accidental pregnancies?
Oh yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
say probably.
I would say it's probably 50-50, honestly. There's probably slightly more planned, but I feel like a lot of it comes in the heat of the moment, where it's just
I wasn't
passion,
planned.
you know?
Really?
Sure.
No, well, it definitely wasn't.
We didn't even plan to have you on this show.
I know.
Actually.
No.
So, Jason, if your take on it is everything's totally random, then what's your take on religion?
Oh, that's totally man-made.
It's all made up.
I think
Control
so.
the masses, brother.
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
I'll tell you what, my wife and I, we're talking about maybe having a child. I don't know, or at least
Yeah, that's
at
been
least
for
trying.
10 years now.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
tired of this
I know,
conversation.
Yeah, I know.
Just do it already.
Well, when
Jeez.
you're castrated, you can't do it.
Oh, man.
But-
Do you need a donation?
Yeah, but I was raised Catholic, and I was always fearful of what I would do because I thought someone was watching me, and I'd be judged, and I'd be sent to the
Me too.
flaming pit of hell. So I actually, we agreed that we might, and we don't really want to put our child in Catholic school for at least a good 5 years, 8 years, to like
Instill
have
that fear on them?
instill that discipline and that unknown. I don't know if that's right.
You
I
went
mean,
you went to Catholic school,
Yeah.
right?
I
Going on.
don't think that necessarily works for everybody. Like, again, I feel like your nature is your nature, kind of, and you could be sculpted and molded in a certain way, but you're probably going to break that mold at some point in your life.
Well, listen,
So
you
you
got three
believe in
guys.
religion.
Wait, you
You
got three
believe-
guys talking right now that don't have kids, and we got a guy over there that has two
That's
kids.
true,
It's
yeah.
like-
But you believe there's a God.
I believe there's an entity. There's a creator. I believe the entity is definitely female because men destroy, women create. So I believe that it's not like it doesn't have reproductive organs, but I think it's an entity of creation. There's no way these planets are all perfectly round.
Women- wait, men
and it's shaped like an atom with electrons and a nucleus, and I mean,
Okay.
but
They're not all perfectly round, though, actually.
I mean, I'm sure they're not.
trying to,
Diameter is
like,
exact, but
Correct you or anything, but they say our planet, that Earth, was had another meteorite collided with us, and the like the dust that came off it and everything formed the moon, and like it's like actually two.
But why round?
It's not. It's like I think it's like pear shaped. They say like it's like smaller on one end a little bit than it is on the top.
But how come
Oh
no?
yeah.
How come no
That's what
rigid
they
edges?
say.
How come no rigid edges? No like
Why? What's your issue with it being round?
I don't
because of the atoms, the shape of the atom, how it's very similar to the solar system
Okay.
and everything like that. Which I get, I understand, but I mean, what's crazy is you could look out into the universe and not find an end. You could look down into a microscopic atom and still not find it. Like they thought the atom was the smallest particle,
Right.
In existence, and they found that there's particles smaller than an atom.
Sure.
So, I mean, do things going for infinity? I don't know. There's people out there who say I forget what it is, at least 11 dimensions. I mean, we can't even fathom the fourth dimension, let alone 11 dimensions. And
That's
there's some, I
deep.
think they say there's a 242 dimension possibility or something
Wow.
like that, which is absurd. Like we can't wrap
crazy.
our heads around that.
And this is where certain things just don't make damn sense anymore. Like, why do we stress out about our jobs? Why do we do this? Why do we do that?
Yeah, it's very minuscule.
Again, I feel like that's our DNA. Like I feel like we have put that pressure upon ourselves. If you can relax your brain, I mean, I truly believe. I mean, you guys know that I meditate on a daily basis. If everybody did that, this world would be a much safer, relaxed place.
Yeah,
for
but you only
humans.
know what you know. You get up every day and you just know your environment that you're in, and there's a lot of stress. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this morning, I woke up, my truck didn't start, battery dead.
There you
I was
go.
like, oh, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, it means nothing. It
really
means
is.
absolutely
It
nothing.
means- yeah.
I went and got a new battery. put
No,
in,
but it has a
truck
chain
says-
reaction on your
does have.
day, and
Yeah.
that's all you can focus on.
Like Jay said, if you can sit back and realize it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what people don't do. They react immediately, and that's the problem with social media and stuff. Like they react immediately to things that irritate them.
Yeah, but that's awesome,
No,
dude.
it's not,
Oh,
man.
come on, that
It's-
little bit of
No,
chaos
it's
I
not.
need.
No,
I mean, you could have chaos in your own
it's
way.
out of control at this point. That kind of chaos.
I love it.
It's well, I see what you're saying
Mm-hmm.
because watching drama is almost like watching a show. Sometimes it's fun, like when a husband and wife are fighting in front of you or whatever. But this social stuff is a whole nother level because what's frustrating about it is from one camp there's like never any logic. And it's like it's fighting, but there's no like if two people are fighting and they're having a great debate or whatever, that's fine. But when one side never has any substance or anything to back it up that's logical, like it's very frustrating to me
Oh,
because I'm real logical.
it's extremely
Like,
frustrating.
I'm real analytical and logical, and when I just keep hearing noise from a certain population, I can't. I don't know how you like it. I can't take it anymore.
No, I mean, it's just entertaining me because, again, it doesn't matter. If
You're
it doesn't
right.
affect my life, or my family,
You
or
don't
my
think
friends,
it affects everybody's life right now, though?
I think it's if you listen to it and if you let it bother you,
I
then
think
yeah.
the
But it's
masses,
everywhere.
the majority of people
It's
are buying
everywhere.
into it way too much than they should be, and that's
Alright.
not good. Like everybody falls into it sooner or later. It seems like unless you just totally ignore it, which is fine. I mean, there's group chats with my best friends from high school where they go at it with each other
Yeah.
for no reason,
Yeah.
no reason. And then the worst part about it is, we might have a little bit of leeway in this area, but most people, they don't want to hear the other side.
But-
It's
but what
their
I'm-
opinion, and that's it. Like they
Right.
don't give in to like a little bit of like, all right, well that suggestion makes a little bit of sense.
But Jason,
give you
what
that.
you're talking about is something you can choose to turn off, right? Social media and stuff. Like it goes beyond that. It goes to where it's affecting our tax dollars and things like that. You know what I mean? Like there's some things you can't get away from.
So like, what's an example of that? Like, what can you think of?
Let's say we have a governor now, right? And he wants free college, for people, whether whoever he wants free college for whoever. Well, that's not reasonable, and that's going to affect us,
Right.
right? So you can't get away from that. And there's no
Yeah.
logic there. There's no free college for somebody that's not even a legal citizen. Like, what's the logic there?
Well,
How are we gonna pay for
I
it?
think the logic is that you want your society to be as well educated as possible, so that you could produce the best results. As an industrial society. For exports, military, whatever. I don't agree with free college either. I think it's way too expensive. If colleges were priced at the prices they should be priced at, I think they're way overpriced.
Of course.
It's not that. Well, here's the thing. The sad part is they're probably not way overpriced. What's crazy is that they're getting the biggest and best technology out of like any industry that you can imagine. I mean, they're getting all kinds of computers and just all kinds of like buildings. I mean, they're building like cities for colleges.
I found out my school was on that profit. Did you hear about that?
Oh, like how much profit the school made?
Yeah, it was in Forbes for like one of the most profitable schools.
Really?
Yeah, they honestly
The one
might.
in California.
Yeah, the art institutes.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're around anymore. I guess they might be.
Yeah,
But is it pay to? I forget what they call the term.
pay to play.
Not pay to play. It's the. It's basically I saw a special recently that they were businesses actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I mean it was legit. They took the VA. The VA approved them and all that. So I mean I don't know. Had a good education in it, but
Yeah.
I paid out of my asshole.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. I mean, like
Yeah.
you're not paying really for the education. Like you don't really learn your field until you're in the field. You know, like you get a good introduction, a good taste to what you're gonna learn,
Right.
and you get a wide variety of things that you can learn. But you
Right.
don't learn until you're actually sitting down 8 hours a day doing the job.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey, so did you have good teachers?
Teachers where
For teach you your trade that you're doing now,
I taught
your
myself.
craft. Yeah, that's what.
Ace is an anomaly.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
He's a prodigy.
No, come on now, Jay. See, you can't be mean.
Yeah. What's up, Dick? Jeez, being all nice.
I mean, just to go back to what you were saying about Ace earlier, like with Ace's goals, I don't mean to speak for him or anything or embarrass him, but like I truly feel like Ace is one of those people that was born to do what he's doing. Like I think there's very few people that have an idea of what they want to do and say, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then stick with it. Like there's very few people that can do that. I met a chef in Philly one time that was like that. He sat down and talked with us, like, during our meal, which was really nice of him. And he said when he was 13, 14 years old, he worked at a sushi restaurant. And the main sushi chef there was a guy straight from Japan, barely spoke any English. And he told the chef, I want to be a chef one day.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, and he asked him, like, what do I need to learn to be a chef?
Right.
And the guy said, you want to learn? Come here tomorrow, 2 hours early before you start. So sure enough, the kid went there 2 hours before he was supposed to start. And the chef took him out back in the alley, and he had a block. It was a stone, and it had a U-shaped cut in the stone, basically.
Yeah.
And he gave him his knife, his chef's knife. He said, now you're going to sharpen this for 2 hours.
What's his name, Miyagi?
No, but like he made the kid sharpen his knife for 2 hours every time
Wow.
he worked. And the kid did it, and he's like,
Wow.
"I'm gonna do this no matter what." Like
Paint the
this is what
fence,
I'm gonna
man.
do.
That's-
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Karate Kid was such a metaphor for life.
the
You
chef
paint
was-
the fence 100 times,
Yeah,
you
it
can
was.
kick someone's ass in
The
a
chef was basically
karate tournament.
teaching him
Everything's
discipline.
about building up to kick somebody's ass.
But yeah, the chef was teaching him discipline. It's like, hey, if you can do this and you can really focus on this, then maybe you can do this. And this guy owns like several restaurants now
Yeah.
in Philadelphia, so he's doing well for himself.
Yeah, I read something the other day. Said, when are we going to stop teaching children like sheep in the masses? Everyone goes to this one room and you learn all mathematics. And how can we
Yeah.
find out what kid is good at what and just
Yeah.
specialize in that? Like if you're not saying I'm good at art or whatever, but if I could have someone just teach me design and just all like that's okay, man.
Yeah,
That's
like
it.
individualistic
I'm not going to be a
teaching.
basketball player. I'm not going to play football. I'm not NFL. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a graphic designer. Cool, but like the best you can and just full on.
And I
you know,
always
you
thought
have
it
to learn
was-
for yourself. I mean, you got to
Yeah.
learn. I like that. I don't like that. I mean, I've tried 100 things in life, and some I like, some I didn't. It's like, but
Yeah.
what I'm doing now, I love. Like it's just something I went to school for, but I also didn't pursue. I just kind of fell back into it. But ended
again,
up working. But how many years did I waste not really pursuing and mastering it? And but
Yeah, but I feel like you did the right thing by going out there and like dipping your toes in other waters and trying to see what else you could have done, But again, that goes back to you. You always did artistic stuff as a kid, It's not like you just like stumbled upon it. I mean, I feel like that was ingrained in you and that you always enjoyed that field.
Yeah, but to Jim's point, the educational system isn't
Oh, it's
the best.
It's not.
It
the
could
best.
be a lot better.
But
They don't
how did
even
we
they
teach.
fail
you.
with you.
They don't.
Ah,
They don't even teach you everyday things like about a mortgage and check writing and things like
I
that.
kinda
At
think
least they
that's-
didn't before.
I know they don't. Well, it
crazy.
depends on what electives you take in high school, which
Yeah.
is stupid. Because I
But
think
that
it should be
should- that-
mandatory.
that should be
Imagine how
mandatory.
boring though.
mandatory, and I
Oh
almost-
my god,
I
as a
almost,
kid.
I almost think that's by design. I seriously,
It's terrible.
it's not. I don't know. This is gonna sound like some weird like governmental conspiracy or something like that. But I kind of feel like, hey, if the IRS or like the powers to be can keep us a little bit dumber
Yeah.
and maybe make a few extra bucks off of us for penalizing us for not having our taxes done on
Yeah,
time
I
or
wouldn't be
not
surprised.
knowing how to write a check, like.
Yeah.
They'll take that extra $50 or whatever it is for the fee.
Yeah. Good point.
And it's
Good
just,
Damn.
it's a crazy conspiracy theory.
Mine's
but,
blown right now.
Good point.
but I mean,
Jim's just thinking back of all the money they took from him.
Oh yeah, I was an idiot.
you gotta think though, like, there's so many things that are by design in this capitalist society where it's really to prey upon the ignorant, It's sad
Yeah.
to say, but
Yeah.
it exists. I mean, it's everywhere if you look close enough.
It's-
Even like, I'll be the first to admit I'm getting hosed by Netflix, honestly, because I still have the Netflix DVD subscription. I've had the same DVD
Wow.
sitting on
What the fuck?
I've just got
Really?
the same DVD sitting on my freaking
You better
wise up,
entertainment
son.
center for the last 6 months probably. So I'm paying $10 a month for
Yeah.
the same DVD.
Go put that thing in Redbox. Call it a day.
Crazy. Well, anything that's an automatic hit your credit card every month is
Yep.
bad.
It is.
It's bad.
Yeah, I told you back in the day when I discovered the cash advances in Vegas,
Oh well,
Yeah.
that's just
27% interest rate.
So we never got to Ace about his take on the meaning of life.
I think Ace
Meaning.
might be the creator of all things.
I think
Yeah.
that's
I think he's more like Thanos.
Well, that's why I was kind of
He's gonna destroy it all.
That's why I kind of touched on about it. Not giving up on, you hear the pressure of the family and then the household and all that, and could easily just been like, hey, I'm gonna go work for the post office type thing. It's not
Which would be a
bashing anybody who
sick
works for the post
job.
office. What I mean, yeah, it would be.
Walk
Pension
a lot.
benefits.
Yeah, you'd be in good shape.
Good core.
Yeah,
Good core.
great
And again,
core.
I'm not bashing the postal service, but it's going. I did it. I gave up on the stunts and all that stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it? What is it? Sorry, I went on a tangent there.
I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of different feelings, and I think it's I don't know exactly, and I don't think anyone does, but I look at life like, and you relate it all to like social media, whatever, everything that we're talking about right now, or you guys are talking about right now. It's like the Earth, when it was created, it all evolved. It was a rock. It was fire. It was lava. It then evolved into this. The next thing, it was water. Then there was life. Then there was. That's sort of, if you look at us as humanity and everything, we can fight it, but we're going to continue to evolve as much as we can. People are going to continue to keep changing. We're going to keep, like how, look at the evolution of fish, and like we came from that type of, it took forever, but that's what it was. And if you think about like machine and how we're merging man and machine by being connected to it all the time, it's part of the evolution of life. And to try and hold on to any of it as if it's like this certain thing is very hard to do. And I relate everything to, that I'm doing. Like, I have to keep learning, keep evolving, keep becoming a new, better version of myself every single time that I, whether it's releasing music and saying like, okay, I have to do this one better than the last one. I have to learn how to become better. I have to learn how to connect with society more than I did on the last one, because I didn't, it's like everything's changing so quickly. And the meaning of life, I don't know. I know I stray from that a little bit, but it's. I think the root of it is there is something out there. I don't believe that it's a thing, like a person or a being. I believe that we are all connected. We are all connected to the earth. We are all connected to space. We're all connected to everything. We are all just, I view it all as like a thin line, and we are just all squished on that little thin line, and we can communicate and connect with all of it. We just have to know how, and we have to be open enough to be able to do that. So I think the meaning is just understanding that it's all just one thing. It's not me versus you or this group of people versus the other. It's, we all disagree. We all have our own views, but at the end of the day, we're all exactly the same, and nobody knows what happens when you die. So nothing, like, we can't really, there's no answer out there. And the best way that I have a peace of mind is just knowing that, like, hopefully something I say or do or act or think even is something that helps me be relevant in all of it. And
Yeah, I mean,
man.
look at again, just from going and seeing you play, not too long ago. Think about all the people you've entertained and touched over the years. Not
Yeah.
physically touched, but
No, I mean, that last tour,
That's Dave.
it was a very eye-opening experience for me, because the whole tour, we did this VIP thing where people would come in the beginning, and, you would do like a small group of people where you would sit down, like play a couple songs, talk, have a good conversation with people. And every day someone would be like, oh, I met my husband at your show, or my wife or whatever, and we named our first kid after you. Or,
Oh wow.
or it would be like, I was on the ready to, having very suicidal thoughts, and something you said to me or something you said in a song made me realize that I don't need to go down that road. And
Wow.
I heard that almost every day. And I think for me at that point in where I was, it just opened my eyes to something that, like, look, it's regardless of the physical, what you take from it, like regardless of like anything, like that's the real important thing, that we're all connected. And that's my way of connecting with the world, and knowing that like there's a bigger, I hate to say bigger reason because that's so vague, but in reality, what is anything? So I think like, yeah, to me that was a huge eye-opening, very surreal experience to start seeing that stuff, and it's crazy, man.
You did seem a little different after that. I mean, in a great way. Like,
Yeah,
that makes sense now. I didn't hear that before.
yeah,
Yep,
it's an interesting thing.
it is this whole thing called life.
It is a beautiful thing, and
Yeah.
I feel like we're all ignorant. None of us really understand anything.
Oh, no.
and, yeah,
God, no.
yeah. So it's like opinions and whatnot. Like the way we sit here and think about it, it's like, yeah, everybody can have an opinion. Everybody can say what they want to say, but in the reality of it, I mean, a tree knows more than we do, because a tree knows how to sustain life without anything.
Yeah.
So like we don't. It's like I go back to what Dave said, and just I try and be respectful and to everyone, and that's what. There's the higher power for me is just respect for everything that exists. So, yeah,
Yeah, shit.
drop the mic. I'm not.
No, that was beautiful. That
Yeah,
was
that's
perfect.
great.
I mean,
I wanna.
you can't say it any better than that, really, and that's the truth. I mean, it's a shame that these people are getting so caught up in their opinions and getting aggravated and reacting to all these different topics in the media, and like
It's so complicated now to be alive. Like not to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say to be alive because that sounds weird, but like it's very complicated to exist because people are changing. The younger generation is changing. Like the older generation is changing. There's so much happening so fast that it's really hard to navigate what is a moral, the right moral thing to do or not, because I mean, at the end of the day, like we were saying, we just want to be respectful and nice to everyone and all living beings. If that's true, then like you have to understand that a living being can see something different, and that might be the right way, even though it doesn't feel right to us, just because we're not used to that. And I have to sit back and be like, okay, a view that I used to have may be completely incorrect, even though it's just like a kid saying it to me. It's like, who knows? So, yeah, man, I don't know.
yeah, I just hope that this majority of society that is acting this way and is so invested in their opinions and so reactive can take a step back at some point in their lives and be like, wow, like I was really stupid for thinking that way back then. I gotta like really open my mind up a little bit more, because
Yeah.
bigotry and being a closed-minded person is really what leads to a lot of the problems in our society.
Yeah, I think that's natural for everybody to go through that.
It
It's
is,
just
yeah.
now it's so much easier to talk.
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I
It's
know.
so much easier to have
Social
a voice
media.
out there. And I mean, it's not just people that it's like everybody's using it. Like, look at whatever about politics, but I mean, look at the president setting an example to use social media as a platform to just like rip on whatever, so it's like, if we're all learning by example, it's a weird world right now. It's a really weird time.
It is. And I have my own opinions too, but I want to learn from, like,
Yeah.
I almost want to be proven wrong on how I think on certain things.
Well,
I'm
that's not hard to do.
Oh shit! You're the dick.
Yeah,
There he
here
is.
it comes.
There he is.
Coming
Here he
back.
comes.
He's coming back.
Jeez. He's back. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun little journey we're doing here. I mean,
It is a fun journey,
it's ups and downs, and it's all that crazy shit. Dave's the only one who has it figured out.
Dave's
Yeah.
got it figured out, man.
He's got his green
Got
grass and
more
his,
years on you guys
Gonna
than
borrow
anybody
some
else.
money
That's
from-
true.
I'm the oldest one here, right?
his
Yes, you are.
401k's all set.
Yeah, buddy.
Dave's gonna retire, and then 2 days later, I don't want to say it, it's gonna be mean.
No,
That's
don't say
terrible.
that. We know what you're thinking.
That's terrible.
No, not that you're gonna die. You're-
That's exactly what you were thinking.
no, you're just gonna get a really bad chest cold
Oh,
for like 2 years,
he's awful.
and you
person.
can't enjoy anything.
I'm gonna enjoy watching you work and pay your taxes.
Hey, Mr. Dave, can I borrow some money?
I'll be on a cruise.
Yeah.
You-
Right, your
you have
second
never
cruise of
taken
your
a
life.
cruise.
Yeah.
He's never done anything.
Yeah.
Biggest
That's
thing
what
you
I
ever
would
did
do.
was go to
Though.
California.
If I hit the lottery, I would just charter a yacht and just go on a world cruise with
So that would-
my family and friends.
You would enjoy doing something like that? You
Oh
think?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, that would be
So
great.
you're not like total homebody. Like you
No.
have aspirations.
Oh yeah.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
Aspirations.
I'm not big
Yeah.
on flying, but to go on a cruise would be awesome. Yeah, not that I wouldn't fly. I've flown before.
Right,
but,
right.
But I'm not. I don't find traveling enjoyable. You know, the destination is good, but
Yeah.
like the process of traveling, I find that highly stressful.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
Well, in our lifetime, we'll probably see time travel.
I wish.
I hope not.
I
think
wish.
that's a
I don't
very
want that
dangerous
option.
thing.
I don't want that
With a
option.
DeLorean.
Very.
I'll go back and
Great.
fuck shit up.
If there's a
man.
DeLorean, then I'll consider it.
Would
but-
you
Yeah.
go to the future?
There's
or would you
gotta
go to
be
the
a
past?
DeLorean.
Yeah.
I go to the
Yes.
past and I run you over first with the DeLorean,
Yeah.
and then I would change some of my choices in my youth.
Jeez.
In my youth,
I think I would go to the past and change things.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's dangerous, man.
Yeah.
Man.
I'd probably go and tell some people not to do certain things and like invent certain things, like maybe nuclear bombs or
Oh really?
just things.
Would you come back with a sports almanac?
I would, yeah.
Jim would do that.
Oh my God,
Money.
you would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, kidding me? Gamble, drinking, and fighting.
Yep.
That was my motto back in the day.
Oh my God.
Glad I'm old and slow now. Feels better.
Yeah.
Feels good to live life like this now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's funny. But,
Well, shit, I'll tell you what, when you have pizza and red wine, man, shit gets deep.
Yeah, it
Topics
does.
get deep about life. Next week, we'll probably talk about dicks and balls because we won't be eating pizza
He'll be
and
hungry.
wine.
Oh man.
Sober.
It's good to be versed, though. It's good to talk about certain things here and there, get a little more intelligent,
Yeah.
try to figure this whole journey out.
It's one other thing I'd like to add is it's what's crazy about our society is how everybody wants everything to be perfect, you know? Everybody wants to be happy, to be secure, to be comfortable. And I don't think that's possible. I think that's 100% impossible. And I think avoiding that or being fearful of either failure or being unhappy is what's causing a lot of the problems with society today. Because if you look at like certain medications that are, you know, antidepressants and different things to like relieve stress.
Yeah.
I mean, we all got to figure things out for ourselves.
Yeah.
And if you're going to really prohibit that from happening with these drugs, and I don't know, I feel like in order to grow, in order to be a better person, you need to go, you know, make mistakes. You need to learn from your mistakes. You need to, you know, go through trials and tribulations, and then you'll come out better, 1,000 times better on the other side.
I think, Jason, a kind of an offshoot of that is a big part of what's going on today is there's a lot of insecure people. They're
Oh, yeah.
insecure for many different reasons, and it's all about their feelings. There's no... The thought process and the logic plays a far second fiddle to their
Right.
feelings, and they find that they feel like it's everybody else's job to make them feel good. No, it's not. It's not anybody's job to make you feel good. You got to figure out what your own issues are, work on them, and fix them, and stop being offended by everything, and stop being basically insecure about every little thing. It's not, people don't go about their day. There's enough issues that everybody else is dealing with than to worry about making you feel good about yourself. That's the problem. That's the problem, is everybody's so fragile, and it has ripple effects through society, and it's affecting everybody.
You can go back to what Ace was saying earlier, though, how you're raised. It's a whole different how you're brought up. You have no emotions the way you were raised.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well,
you were
that does.
hugged by accident.
I'll be honest with you. That
Someone
does
tripped and
set me apart from the people that I'm
I
talking
don't love you
about.
either.
Because when I'm looking at an issue, right? When I'm looking at a problem or whatever, no emotions really come into play. It's all I think it through like a chess game, right? It's all logic. But with a lot of other people, it's total opposite. It's all feelings, feelings, feelings first. And hey, we'll think about the facts maybe later.
Right.
And we'll think about like how this makes sense maybe later. No, that's not how you attack an issue. You know what I mean?
You're talking reaction based.
Yes.
You react
yes,
right away.
100%.
Without any kind of
I think that's the
knowledge or
real
insight.
root of the issue right now.
Yeah, it's a big
what's
part of
going
the
on.
issue.
emotions versus not
Yeah.
thought. What is
I'm-
it? Emotions versus
Logic.
Logic
yeah.
versus
That's what
logic.
you said, yeah.
Yeah, it's very frustrating to somebody that's very logical.
Hey
it's
man,
very frustrating.
I hope it keeps happening.
Nah, well,
'Cause I'm
Nah,
sitting
you're
back eating
nuts.
popcorn.
You're nuts, man.
this might be the next evolution
'Cause it affects
of
you.
the human species, honestly. Like, what if this is what it takes to get to that perfect utopian society where everybody's nice to each other?
That's a nice thought.
What if, like, 1,000 years down the road, like, two people are in a work environment and the one guy, like, somehow loses his temper and pushes the other guy? Like, two 45-year-old men, and the guy gets pushed, and he falls down to the ground, almost starts crying. All of his coworkers come and calm him, like, hey, man, you all right? Oh, my God, why'd you do that to the other guy? Then the other guy who did the pushing goes home, feels completely guilty about it. It's like, oh, my God, why did I do that? I'll never do that again. And then that's how it's resolved. There's never any, like...
Sounds boring.
It
as
does sound
shit.
boring, but like, what if that's the next process of our brain? It seems like our brains are becoming more and more emotional and less logical.
Jason, I hope we're going through all this to end up in a better place because I don't see it, but I hope you're right.
I, mean,
I don't see it. I just see it spiraling down into some bad chaos,
It could.
and it could come to a head
Yeah.
where God only knows what could happen. But
Yeah.
I think we're in a very dangerous place right now, because like I said, there's a large portion of the population that doesn't think first. It's reaction first. It's
Yeah.
feelings first,
Right.
and then I'll think later.
Yeah.
That's very dangerous to me.
Going back to your topic of insecurity, though, like, is there anybody in this room that was never insecure in their lives? I mean, I feel like everybody starts off insecure.
I think
especially
Dave
when
was
you
the
get to-
most insecure of us.
You think I was the most
You were.
insecure? You better try that again.
You went through a little phase.
Not at all.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit that I was insecure
Not
as a
at all.
teenager, and like that's why I resorted to weightlifting and like trying to like make my physique look better and try to look stronger, you know, be stronger.
I actually went through. I'm sorry, North. Good.
No, go
That
ahead.
really
I mean, it's
paid
just
off.
because like I was always small. I was always
Teddy's jacked.
I was the smallest kid in my class. Ace will tell you, like all throughout grade school, middle school, I didn't hit a growth spurt until I was a sophomore in high school.
I was
Probably
the
carrying
biggest,
that piercing in your dick around. You got
That was senior year of high school.
and I
jacked
wasn't
up
either,
legs and
Jay.
core.
But I see guys like Bruce Lee or Barry Sanders, and I'm like, you don't have to be 6'5" to be a somebody.
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
I learned that later on. You know,
Right.
Like I didn't take that into consideration when I was that age. You know,
Okay.
because you seen all these like football players and jocks around you and stuff like that.
Right.
Who get more attention from girls and you know. it's
You
just-
don't think the same way when you're a kid. You don't have
No,
the
not
ability
at all.
to think like that.
And the problem, Ace, is too, going back to the whole, like, what's the problem with the society today, is that we're giving more and more kids, like, more validation. Like,
That's
we're-
the thing.
We're giving them more rights.
Right.
Without, like, saying, like, hey, man, we've all been through what you're going through.
Right.
You need to go through what we went through, too.
Yep.
All right?
But
You don't get a...
I feel that.
You don't
They're-
get a free pass just because you're you're able to voice your opinion now. Like, I'm
Yeah, but
sorry.
nobody's gonna say that. Even college professors are scared to death to
I
say the
know.
wrong thing.
That's-
It's up to me,
scary.
everybody in the country, mandatory 2 years military.
That'd be awesome. That's a
probably
very
would be good.
socialist
It
mindset,
probably would be good.
which is fine by
I'm
me.
not
but-
socialist, but it's called discipline and getting your ass kicked and appreciating
I
the small
agree.
things
I
like
agree.
being warm,
Yeah.
fed, and clothed.
Yeah. No.
I'm with you.
Eddie Vedder had a great quote. I'm going to probably butcher it, but he said something along the lines of, we all get the same shot at life, basically. And, even though we don't, like, he didn't say this, but even though we don't start on the same playing field, we all get a shot at life.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go through this life perfectly fine, unscathed, with no scars, not on our bodies, but metaphorically speaking, no scars on our bodies, then we did something wrong.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you did something wrong if you didn't like get beat up and get
Yeah.
have some bad memories and have some
Sure.
man, it's
That's what
tough
makes
times.
character. That's what makes character.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it really makes you grow up. You
Yeah,
know?
it's just a shame that people don't want to, right now, discuss things. They just want to. It's the outrage society you and I talked about earlier. They just want to be outraged and just yell and scream and throw their hands up and not listen.
But
And I like
I don't
debate.
think
I like
everyone-
debate.
I think
Good.
it turns into that though. Like I'm all for debate, and I think everyone is all for that. It just you don't get listened to, and I think a certain people do that because they feel that they can't get listened to unless they react like that.
I don't know,
And
Ace.
that's where
I
it
watch The
started.
View and I see, what's her name, Joy Behar. She doesn't want to debate. She just wants to talk over people and,
but
and
that's-
steamroll them.
That's The View though. Like I mean,
But that's a good example of a lot of what goes on today, is what I'm
see,
saying.
I misjudged then. I thought you were talking about something. I didn't know you were talking about The View. I thought you were talking about like people.
Yeah,
Damn,
right, they're
he's
not really
got you,
people on the
Dave.
I like it.
I don't watch The View, so I don't know about that. But I do know that like our society,
David, David's pajamas, no shirt on,
like
fucking Eggo waffles in his chest
yeah,
hair.
just watching The View.
Damn it, Whoopi! How dare you?
No, but I mean, you
Joy's
gotta
worse than Whoopi.
you gotta look at it like there are certain people out there who can't get heard, and there's nothing you can do about that because it's not you. You don't understand what it's like to be that, and I have to feel the same. I have to think the same way. I'm not like saying you specifically. I'm saying like in general. Like you have to realize like some people don't have the they don't have that voice. They don't get taken seriously in the same way that you might. And whether it's like I think you just have to realize to know that people had to make outrageous statements or do things sometimes to be heard. I'm not speaking for The View because I have no reference there, but that's I think it's good and it's bad. I think it's good to give people a voice that may not have it, may not be able to have that voice, and it's also it's good and bad. I think that there's some good to it and there's some bad. I feel like you just gotta try and it's just hard to navigate what the good is and what the bad is, and you can't think one way or the other about it. You gotta just
I'm
try
actually
and go
with
into
you.
it. Yeah,
I think everybody should have a voice. What I'm saying is there are a lot of people who want to shout the other side down on a topic,
sure.
and they don't want to hear any of the other opinion. That's what's bad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
that's
good.
what
You
I'm
gotta-
saying.
You
Yeah,
gotta
people are quick to react. instead of-
Right.
And it goes back to what Ace said earlier about leading by example, and it's starting with our president and the way, not just the president, but just the way the government is right now is just crazy. Like
Yeah.
the powers that be are just
They're all bad.
acting like children. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
They're all
sad.
bad.
shutting it down, man.
It's
I
so
think
sad.
I think people should be like our
They're like children.
cell
Yeah,
phone
like little
plan.
kids.
You only have you have so much data that you can talk, like so many words you're
That'd
allowed
be
to talk
great.
per day. So you got to choose them wisely.
That'd be great.
Because think about it, say I'm debating Dave right now, and I'm like, "Da-da-da-da-da," and like I run out of words, and he could just come back and like I can never defend myself. So, so I think that you could choose very wisely. Like, all right, shit, I only have 200 more words, and this is ironic because we're on a podcast right now, but I only have 200 more words, so I got to use them wisely. So, and I can maybe listen and learn before I react.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna look into this.
That's not bad.
I'm gonna call some people, make
You
make
could
some
start your own
arrangements.
app on that.
Yeah, it's called "Shut the Fuck Up
No.
and Listen."
Now,
I like it.
dialing it way back to our earlier conversation about religion. So, I didn't get to really say much about that, but I really, it solidified it for me when I went to psychics. So I've been to like 3 or 4 psychics, or 3 or 4 times I've been to psychics in my life.
It's in the
And
basement of the Alamo.
But the stuff that they know, and a couple of them were mediums, really led me to believe that there are like ghosts and afterlife and all that. And if there's that, then there, obviously to me would be like a heaven.
So they said
So-
stuff that was legit, that you believed, and
Yes.
that was real, that nobody else would have known but you.
Yes, when I tell you, so I went to 3 psychics in my life, right? And the first one was a woman who helped the FBI and cops solve crimes. She was real, like, held in high regard. And then I went to her daughter, because she passed away. And then I went to a third one. And the original one was so on point, dude. When I tell you I went into this, a girlfriend of mine at the time took me there. I didn't have any interest. I was skeptical about stuff like that. I was one of those people that was like, oh, that's just nonsense. They're just like, I thought of them as like the people on the boardwalk that flip over the cards and stuff, the tarot readers. And this woman was so on point of everything. Everything she told me came true
Without generalizing.
without generalizing, like very specific stuff that I really believed from that point on. Like there are people with gifts, and if they can communicate with the dead, with the afterlife, there is an afterlife, which ultimately then there is like a heaven. So that's my kind
Well,
of
not necessarily.
solidification of it. Well, that's how I think.
I definitely believe
Yeah.
in an afterlife.
It's just my
I don't
opinion.
necessarily
No,
believe in heaven and hell, but
Uh-huh.
I definitely believe in an afterlife.
Okay.
100%.
My father's death, and I know we're running long here, but my father's death actually restored my faith
Yeah.
because of the medium thing. Yep. Because
Oh, you went to one.
no, my stepmom did, and we had to redo his room and repaint and all that stuff. And the medium, my stepmom and I had paint swatches from Lowe's on the kitchen table forever. We couldn't figure out what color to paint it, and the medium said a lot more things. But the medium said to her, my dad came through right away, and it said, "Pick any color. Just pick a color. Doesn't matter." And how the medium's gonna know that? And then she's like, "Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy." She kept doing this, and she's like, "Yeah, his name's Jimmy. His name is Jim too." She's like, "No, he's saying give Jimmy," and he collected pocket watches, and I inherited his pocket watches. So, ironically, it was of course sad, loss of life, but restored my faith, and it's not like you said, I don't know if it's heaven, I don't know what it is, but it's the confirmation of afterlife.
Yeah, like before that, I didn't believe in ghosts and stuff like that, but now I do. I do, because there was
What
no
about all your
literal
victims? Are they
explanation.
gonna haunt you? They're gonna crawl out of that goddamn yard
Listen,
tonight.
if they didn't cross me to begin with, they'd be good.
That's right. Learn your lessons. How dare you? Oh shit.
Oh god.
We got to have more wine and pizza nights, man.
No, that's
This
the
was
first.
this was
and then
fun.
only.
This was fun.
That's maybe once a year.
I think my brain layers grew.
It's too deep.
I'm ready to roll.
I think you're missing
I
a
like talking
scoop,
about
bro.
strip clubs.
I think you're missing a couple scoops.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm the dude at Disneyland in the fucking summer in Orlando where the ice cream just melts all over you. I'm done. My brain just like, see ya.
It's seeping out of your
God.
ears and
Yeah.
shit.
We had a good run.
Good God.
Ah shit.
Good times.
Yeah, buddy. Ace, you all right, dude?
Oh, I'm great. 74 minutes strong, man.
Oh man, it's a
Wow.
good one. We talked about some
We're
shit.
gonna go all night. We're gonna go all night.
Nah, I think we're good because I'm gonna crack another bottle of wine. My mortgage is coming up. My first payment on the new
Oh
house.
no! What is that payment? Come on, you
It's
gotta let
enough. It's
the
enough
audience
for me to.
know. No.
It's enough for me to just run.
Is it
leave.
more than $3,000?
No,
Okay.
get out of here. I don't have your money, brother.
Okay.
Shit. The
Nobody
taxes
here does.
are what kills you. Just
Yeah.
the state.
Well, you escrowed, right?
Hmm?
What was the toughest part about this house buying process?
I had because I did the veteran loan.
Right.
I can only have one, so I already had a townhouse.
Right.
So I had to have that under contract before I can officially get the next one.
So it was selling your own.
So I had to sell and buy,
Yeah, that's
and
tough.
it worked out.
That's a lot of
It worked
pressure.
out pretty well.
Right.
I had a really great realtor.
Yeah, Joanna said everything was smoothly with closing and all
Yeah.
that. That's great.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's really good.
Yeah. Hey, listen, anybody, if you want to go buy a house, little shout out, Nick Polito, badass realtor.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the state of New Jersey,
South Jersey.
South Jersey.
South Jersey, yeah, we have our own.
So that was the toughest part, right?
Yeah,
the
just because
the loan part was good.
Yeah, because I had one person under contract for my house, then she bailed, and then
Yeah.
But I was under contract for the other, but it was under contingent
Right.
that I had both. So,
Right.
and again, it doesn't matter, man. The
So
meaning
you're
of
happy
life,
with it now?
Doesn't matter.
Now you're
Yeah,
in?
I'm good. I'm good.
It's good. Everything you thought it would be.
There's like one chair and an air mattress.
What?
So I feel like I'm in college again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel
man.
like I'm house sitting an
Joanna can't
abandoned
buy
house.
you any furniture.
Nah, she put me on probation.
Oh no,
No.
you're not worth a couch yet.
Nope.
Oh, that's terrible.
Nope. She just likes to sit in a chair with me and cuddle.
Oh god.
We're like that because we say we love each other to each
Oh,
other.
that's terrible.
You motherfucker. All right.
They're too insecure people. What can I say? They got to build each other up every day. Every day they start from ground zero.
Definitely
man.
Bonnie
In the morning.
Clyde. Hey, you ever seen Natural Born Killers? It might be us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Hey, good talk.
Yeah, man.
All right, Ace. Good
We'll
job.
catch you guys next time. Meaning of life. Dave failed at it.